Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Ethereum, Solana and injective price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. We're gonna start with Ethereum here on the 4-hour chart where we have our wave 1, 2 and another 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5 finished wave 1 potentially can be an ABC zigzag over there, of course, where we saw a diagonal wave A, wave B, wave C as an impulse finished exactly on the targets as expected, and of course hitting the 0.38 fib level here, where we see even the target, perfect target for a wave 2 or minimum requirement for wave 2 has been hit. Now, basically, if we are looking for higher, therefore, we need, of course, to see an impulse upward. However, if we take a closer look on the lower time frame, where we see a potential double 1, 2, 3 wave 4 somehow interfered with the zone 1, I'm gonna dive a little bit on the 1-hour chart to explain what's going on and to get a much clearer answers. So on the 1-hour chart, let's say we have a double 1, 2 here, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then of course it is followed by 3 waves toward the upside. So a problem has started, of course, to appear here. A corrective pattern has, of course, show up, and that means, of course, something is wrong in this move toward the upside as an impulse. And that means, of course, if we are in 1, 2, 1, 2, and you have here kind of like a 1, 2, 3, wave 4, wave 5, it can still be unfolding here as a wave C. So we gotta be careful from a potential A, B, and a C here, or a potential W, X, and a Y can be unfolding as a regular flat here, ABC and ABC and another ABC, of course, that it might reach our target anyway, which was given as a rebound corrective channel here, that it might unfold for a potential wave 2 after an impulse 1, 2. Minimum requirement is 0.38. And that because, of course, of the lack of evidence that we are in a clean, pure, healthy impulse again toward the upside. And of course, this might transform to something corrective in the top here in our target box. And of course, we might start to see a further downtrend after it for Ethereum, in case, of course, this is still looking for lower. However, this doesn't mean that we are bearish. It can be simply, of course, a deeper correction that it might be unfolding here. It can be a kind of like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 still unfolding for an A, B, and a C, in case that we are still looking for lower. Now, in case we are looking for higher, there is an invalidation of bearish here, meaning the impulse as a 1, 2, 3, because you have reached even the 1.618 here, taken from the wave 1 to the wave 2 here. Almost you reach the targets for wave 3, 1.27, sorry, not the 1.618, which is a minimum requirement for, of course, a wave 3. So we have hit it perfectly, I would say, 1.27. So it doesn't remove or eliminate the possibility that we might still moving for lower in a wave 4. However, the possibility gets lower once you reach the 4,241 invalidation of bearish, and that means, of course, the wave 4 interfere with the zone 1. Once we get this, of course, this impulse is invalidated, and we cannot expect really a wave 5. It can be, of course, something like A, B, and a C later on. We're gonna see this after it, but of course, the things might be a little bit more complex. Yeah, so this is the idea. So we're gonna watch this level. Let's watch exactly the 4,241. If invalidation, meaning can be bullish, but yeah, doubtful because of the micro levels, but can be, of course, a complex structure again, meaning longer rebound and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming back to this area for a bigger A, B, and a C, and then moving toward the upside again. And that again, because of the micro level, doesn't show really potential for bullish. That was it for Ethereum. If we move for Solana here, for Solana, we are looking also at an impulse toward the upside, potential wave 1 or a wave A. We have wave 2 or a wave B, and then continuation simply toward the upside. Now, this move toward the upside looks like 3 waves, of course, very clear 3 waves, especially here. And we don't have any kind of a wave 4 since we have interfered in the zone 1 as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is impossible, right? So we have kind of like a three waves, and even if you want to count this as a ending diagonal, the wave 3 is longer than the wave 1, which is not allowed in diagonals. And then transforms this thing, of course, into a potential WX and a Y, or ABC, I would say, followed by an impulse. So we have an impulse downward from there. And that means, of course, if the market has started from the top and impulse downward, meaning the direction of the market is already downside. And that means, of course, we might start to get a rebound a little bit, minimum target 0.58. So I believe we still can get higher. And also in confluence, you have ABC 1-to-1 fib level $215. So to be watched as a key level. If we move to the micro to get some evidence if we are bullish here or bearish, well, you can see clearly after this low here, in case that you have bottomed here, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a perfect impulse actually, as a 1, 2 can be, of course. And then you're looking for a wave 3 toward the upside. But this wave 3 has to be, of course, much more clearer than this. I can see here that we have 1, 2, somehow 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and we have a kind of like a very, very shallow wave 2 here. Well, which it suggests a little bit of doubtness here again, unless you want to consider all of this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably can be. If we take the fib levels taken from this low to there, you can see the 0.38 anyway is not hit also, meaning whether you get lower, right? Maybe you continue for lower and finished impulse here as an ABC and you continue for lower, or it can, of course, rebound from there 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So to be watched as well, I would say is this area, this blue box has to be watched as well. In case, of course, we break it downward, we have to be careful. We might continue the trend because we are already toward the downside. If we rebound, we might see, of course, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, even higher prices, but still, of course, can play as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, A, B, and a C, wave 2, and then moving toward the downside still for lower. Okay, this can be, of course, a kind of like a wave 3, but we still need an evidence, meaning we would like to see a 1.618 here as a wave 3 as an impulse. So I would like to see the 1.618 as a clear evidence that we are in an impulse wave 3. So if we are here in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, well, I still, of course, require this this target over there, and even to pass, of course, the key level 215. So once we pass the key level and decisively we overpass it, okay, we might be here in a bullish scenario, might be unfolding toward the upside. Yep, so these are the key levels to be watched. I'm expecting for the micro level next step price is to move a little bit lower, probably rebound continuation. If broken 215, reaching the 1.618, a bullish scenario might be unfolding for Solana. The next one we're gonna see is injective on the 4-hour chart, where we have also, after this downtrend here, we have an impulse 1, 2, potentially another wave 1, and a very complex structure for wave 2, taking a very, very long time over there. So if we are in a wave 1 and we're looking at a W, X, and a Y, you have a W in 3 waves, the X given very complex, and of course a wave Y in a zigzag. However, if you compare the wave Y with the W, this is not really nice for a W, X, and a Y. I'm still looking somehow for much more clarity than this, and especially that if we have bottomed here in our blue box anyway, because we have reached our blue box very nicely, and we start to see a rebound, but don't forget that this is an impulse over there. Knowing that you have also a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leading diagonal, can be a wave 2, can be another 1, 2, and then continuation simply toward the downside for, of course, a deeper correction. Now, if we are bullish here, for more answers, again, we enter inside the 15-minute chart and we analyze. So we have a potential ABC. Let's say this is a truncated or running flat, let's say, or even it can be double 1, 2. Your wave 3, 4 has interfered, meaning no bullish scenario here. Even if you are in a 1, 2, 3, wave 4 interfere. And if we want to count this even as a triple 1, 2, like 1, 2, 1, 2, and a big 1, 2, or even double 1, 2, big double 1, 2, and we're looking for higher here, what happened after it is that you got a kind of like invalidation again, right? So the wave 4 here, if this is your wave 3, which it looks like a little bit even weird as 3 waves, you got kind of invalidation with this correction, which is not yet finished, and it look even 5 waves B, C, meaning A, B, C at least here. So I'm still doubtful that we are in a clean, pure, healthy, bullish again scenario. As I mentioned lately and recently, we don't see any clear 1-2s over there. And if we dive deeper, you have a very big problem almost in every altcoin here with this move toward the upside, where you see 3 waves, correction, and an impulse, meaning A, B, C, or a W, X, and a Y is unfolding here, and this is turning this structure into a corrective structure, which it might turns into a very complex one. A, B, and a C, or W, X, and a Y. I'm still looking here for a little bit higher the testing boxes or the 1-to-1 fib level taken from the A to the B to the C. We saw this in our live stream in the weekend, and even I'm still looking a little bit for higher. 0.38 can be very likely in the blue box, and then start the move toward the downside, guys. So basically, I'm still not very, of course, confident that we are in a bullish scenario here. I'm still, of course, looking a little bit for rebound, looking for answers in this area, and of course, to see the reaction of the market, what is gonna be over there. If in case we see weakness again, well, the trend will continue downward, guys, because of course we already have the direction downward in 5 waves again, and impulsive, and of course motive waves here as diagonal. So that was it for Ethereum, Solana, and Injective. We're gonna watch the key levels and those blue boxes and testing areas to see some reactions, and of course we call our decision for continuation for lower or something else unfolding as bullish, maybe even complex structure can still be unfolding over there. So we're gonna see, guys, what's gonna happen next. The answers are given in the blue boxes and the key level. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.